Hey everybody, this is Alex Merced, candidate for Libertarian National Committee Vice Chair. And what I want to do is just give you guys a quick update on the campaign. So it's been the first week of the campaign, and we're already over 1,000 likes on the Facebook page. So keep sharing the Facebook page, keep inviting your friends to the Facebook page, so that way we can inform more people about the campaign, inform more people about, well, the message of liberty and whatnot, because at the end of the day, in this campaign, it's not just about becoming the next vice chair, but also about delivering the message of liberty to new people, about reaching out to people we haven't reached out to before, by bringing people into the fold that will embrace liberty today and even more so tomorrow. So in that note, there was a couple of things I said I want to work on. So aside from just running for vice chair, and the vice chair position, again, isn't the position that necessarily has a huge list of explicit responsibilities. Essentially, they act as the chair in the absence of the chair. Aside from that, they're the vice chair. So I want to make sure that in that position that I can use the time in that position to do great things for the party by organizing, outreaching, by empowering others, and helping people within the party, chapters, candidates, etc., to accomplish great things. A couple of the things that I said in that endeavor would be, one, the caucus congress. And the reason for this was you have lots of different caucus groups. A lot of times their groups overlap. A lot of times, sometimes they don't. But the idea is there isn't necessarily always the best communication among these groups, and there also isn't necessarily the best funnel of information about these groups' goals and their views on what the Libertarian Party is doing to the body, the LNC, the Libertarian National Committee. So what I wanted to do is just create a more fine-tuned channel so that way people can participate in the system, in the sense that you have these different caucus groups that sort of discuss what values that they care about, what direction they want the party to see, what strategies they want to employ, etc. And they discuss this, they advocate for it, etc. The idea is to give them that year and that ability to springboard those ideas off each other, so that way not only do the caucus help empower the Libertarian Party, but the caucuses help empower each other by being a soundboard off each other. So the way we started, eventually there'll be sort of hopefully conference calls on a regular basis, but so far what we've done is we started a Facebook chat group where I've reached out to different people within the different caucus groups and created sort of a group for us to sort of chat back and forth. I try to facilitate discussion with questions, and hopefully that we have a member of the LNC in the chat group to kind of see the kind of conversations that go on, and hopefully down the road we facilitate a very robust conversation about the party, about strategy, about outreach opportunities, etc., that allows there to be sort of a greater level of participation, or I don't want to say greater level, a more efficient participation of people outside of the LNC and people within caucus groups. In that, the other idea that I wanted to pursue was the idea of a Libertarian Ambassador Program. And I was thinking about this because once upon a time I was a seasteading ambassador with the Seasteading Institute, and the idea is they kind of deputize you to go advocate for the Seasteading Institute. My idea was sort of to take that concept of sort of having people who you imbue with the ability to advocate for your organization, but include sort of an extra level of training, of accreditation. So I've been working with the people, with the reps in the caucus congress from the different caucus groups to get an idea of what things they think are important for a Libertarian Party advocate to learn. And the idea is not just sort of what they need to learn about sort of libertarianism, history, economics, but also what do they need to learn about communication, what do they need to learn about leadership, what do they need to learn about organizing and building an organization. Because the idea is, once you complete this Libertarian Ambassador Program, you're someone who's very sophisticated in sort of the libertarian tradition, but you're also someone who's very sophisticated in political organizing and messaging, etc. So that way you have a 1-2 punch. You got the punch of principle and the punch of sort of practical skills to put that principle into power. Okay? So that's sort of we're building that out now. Right now, mainly building a playlist of accessible videos that are available right now to create sort of a early stage training syllabus. In the future, the hopes is to reach out to people to create more original training, and work with organizations like the Libertarian Leadership Academy to make use of a lot of their training that they created for this kind of purpose. And if you haven't checked out the Libertarian Leadership Academy, you should, over there at libertarianleadership.org. So that's the idea there. And again, the idea is to maybe create people who can exist in each of the states to really help build out chapters, build out campaigns, etc., to be sort of operatives in the field. So those are sort of the two things that I'm working on right now. Again, the idea being that instead of just saying what I'm going to do as vice chair and waiting till the election and wait till winning the election to put these things in practice, putting them into practice now to show that, one, the quality of ideas that I want to bring to the table, and the fact that I'm excited to do them, and I'm going to continue to do them regardless. With ideas as vice chair, it also will empower me to do that to even a greater level, because I'll have just sort of a more national seat by which to reach out across the country and make these ideas things that empower chapters, empower candidates and their campaigns, and empower the message of liberty in doing so. Today I will be in the media on the online TV channel Cheddar over there on the New York Stock Exchange. I've been on there before as a candidate for U.S. Senate a couple years ago. I'll probably post that on the Facebook page later on if it hasn't already been posted. And also over the next few weeks, I'll be posting many of my previous media appearances, debates with other candidates I've had along the campaign trails as I've run for office these last few years. Just mainly to show how I act in a sort of media context, because another important thing to consider when it comes to vice chair, especially if they're the national committee's vice chair, is that there's a likelihood that they will be invited to the media to represent the party. So you're going to want someone who does that well, in the sense of, one, articulating libertarian principle, but also doing it in a way that's broadly appealing and accessible to a mainstream audience, so that way you can bring new people into the fold. So I'm going to put together some of my media appearances so that way you can kind of see how I am in that context for you to better evaluate me as a candidate. So that's an update on the campaign. Again, share the content, share the memes, like the page, invite your friends to like the page, become a donor, fill out the volunteer form, join the mailing list, all over there at alexmercedfriendlnc.com. Thank you so much for all the support you guys have shown me so far. I've gotten messages from some of you saying that you've registered with the party because you're excited about my candidacy. I've gotten other people saying that they're coming back to the party because of my candidacy. And all that is very, 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 touches me right here in the heart and really makes me excited to work harder, stronger, smarter for the libertarian message. Thank you very much.